Hello and welcome. So we're in July, we're halfway through the year, and I want to do a best to worst of list of films that I've seen that have been released in the UK in 2024, starting from the very best to the films I liked the least so far. And there are some films that I really don't like, there are some films that are like forgettable, and then there are really good films. So number one, my most enjoyable film so far is Bike Riders. Bike Riders is incredible. It's like a snapshot of a community, of a group of individuals, friends, lovers, and it didn't even have to be about motorcycles and people that like um, sort of drinking and being social and finding love unexpectedly. It didn't even have to be about the group of people, but because it is, it's just so intriguing. Those kind of tales are some of the best films and stories that I like to hear, and I'm fascinated by it. Fascinated by this film. I can't wait to watch it again. Great cast as well. I mean, incredible people. Austin Butler is on a rise to out of the stratosphere. With roles in Dune 2 and Bike Riders. Incredible. Yeah, that's Bike Riders is something that everyone that loves film must see. So second, Dune 2. Dune, I thought, Dune from a couple of years ago, incredible. Denis Villeneuve at the helm. He directs it again, and just it's a great adaptation of the book. I'll put it that way. Okay, third, Immaculate. Sydney Sweeney's performance in Immaculate, she really showed. I don't know if I've seen her in much else, but like she shows here that she has range. She can put in that performance in horror that sort of yeah, she's left a mark. She really has. It's a great film, and the story behind it of like the director making it happen and the story being in the works for many years, and then actually seeing it through to fruition and having Sydney Sweeney's performance and it's a Immaculate. It's a great film, and as you can see, it's my favorite horror film so far. Fourth will be Love Lies Bleeding. Wow, this came as a surprise. I didn't know it was coming out. I give it a shot because of the actors and like a brief synopsis of the story. And boy, like Love Lies Bleeding, I can't wait to have that on Blu-ray. It's it's an intriguing one for sure. It's less of a has less of a budget than the films I've already mentioned. Yeah, it's really a must watch. Fourth would be Furiosa, Mad Max, Furiosa film. Yeah, I'm not sure how. I'm not sure if I love it yet. I've got to see it again. I mean, I must say, I love all the action. I love that they sort of add more to the whole chase scene with like all the attachments that come off the vehicles and whatnot. I love some of the quirky characters. I don't think a particular actor who plays a pivotal character was necessary for that role. Chris Hemsworth, I don't think he was right for playing the role that he played. And I could see that from the trailers. I wouldn't enjoy it. Everything else, like I say, it's certainly not my favorite Mad Max film, and I don't think it's as good as Fury Road, but still quite an incredible, spectacle. But a lot more CGI than Fury Road as well, and I don't get that. It's like they didn't have faith in him after Fury Road for your man to go full hog again. I don't know. Fifth will be Sting. I was really excited for Sting, but I was also scared of the amount of CGI that they would use for the spiders, because CGI monsters really don't scare me, and that's such a big shame because it's very prevalent nowadays. But luckily, everything was used really, and they're in an apartment complex, so they use all the sort of tunnels and whatnot and ducting and whatnot, so it all really works. Sting's really fun. It really is a fun time. So sixth would be Bad Boys, the latest Bad Boys film. I've enjoyed all of the Bad Boys films. I even enjoyed the previous one. But I was worried that like the more we do, are they gonna just sort of get dry and stale? But no, they continue with like that camera work and that sort of out of this world unrealistic sort of like bullet play and stuff, like with the camera work slowing down with like bullets, and like they do a lot of fun camera work with like the action, and it's really entertaining. And I mean, the two stars of the show, they've still got that relationship that really works on screen. I was really surprised that I really enjoyed it actually. I was laughing a lot. Lawrence's performance was he's a great guy. Okay, next seventh would be Fall Guy. Yeah, I've got a soft spot for Fall Guy. I would like to see it again. Um, the romance worked for me. The performances, they're just two great entertainers, aren't they? Um, yeah, I'd like to see it again to see if I enjoyed like the full story from start to finish, whether like the ending held up. But from what I remember, I did really enjoy it. Okay, so eighth, a film I recently saw, In a Violent Nature. In a Violent Nature is a very important film. It's a horror film, a slasher film, in fact. Um, direct like in the position of the slasher from the POV of the villain. So we're always like behind him. We're sort of not coming. We're not spending too much time with the happy campers that are about to be killed. We're actually spending a lot of time with the villain, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. But it's a film that you do have to take your time with, and if you don't know what to expect going in, and the trailer doesn't really give that away, how sort of methodical it can be. And methodical is a kind word of saying like we're following this monster sort of traverse the landscape at quite a slow speed, but it does have pretty cool cuts I enjoyed, like cutting as he gets closer to the happy campers, shall we say. This film, I enjoyed it more so because of its insane kills. I mean, there's one kill that's like it's because of Terrifier, because of what Damien Leone did with Terrifier, we're getting we're getting more and more really grotesque, violent on screen, and I love it. Um, number 10, perhaps. Lisa Frankenstein. To see my boy Cole Sprouse, or it could be Dylan Sprouse. Gosh, it's one of the Sprouse brothers. In a film that's sort of like hit. I don't know how wide the audience is, but like people are talking about Lisa Frankenstein. It's getting a Blu-ray release. Yeah, Lisa Frankenstein is really cool. It uses its sort of setting really well with the clothes, with the language being used, and it's pretty funny. I would like to see it again actually, but yeah, I remember really enjoying it. Um, 11 perhaps. I think I might just stop with the numbers because I might be like one or two wrong. But anyway, next up, The First Omen. I think that's where I'm going to place it. The First Omen is certainly I don't love it, but I did like many moments of it. It has some great sort of like moments that help sort of like elevate the story at times when it needed it to. Especially like the more graphic, sort of disturbing stuff with like the satanic element to it, because obviously it's a prequel to the Omen franchise itself. I mean, if you follow the Omen franchise, you know where it all ends up. So perhaps that can be that can undermine this whole film. But that's not to say that it shouldn't have been made. I think it is competently well made film. Next we have I have the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes here, and I'm not sure if it should be lower because I really haven't got many good things to say about it. It was a long time in the cinema, like sitting there. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're going with this. Are they gonna have a trilogy of films where it has a big climactic sort of like spectacular ending like the original film did, where it goes sort of like where it catches up in the catches up in the timeline. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with it. If they do something like that, then I would like. I'm gonna love this journey, but didn't really love the characters. I haven't got much. Yeah, I'm gonna go away from that now. Next up will be Abigail. I was expecting more from Abigail. Sort of vampire ballerina girl that gets kidnapped and she sort of turns berserk on her kidnappers, I guess. We have a good cast in this. I didn't love this either, but I need to see it again to see if I'm gonna sort of like another Friday night, see if it sort of catches me in a better mood. Yeah, like for its plot, it seems like something I would really love, seriously. But yeah, I didn't love it, but it was enjoyable. But yeah, I'm being harsh on it, but I'm not sure if I should be being harsh. I'm scared like that I'm gonna watch it again and be like, oh yeah, yeah. So we'll see. Next up, Ricky Stenicki, Zac Efron. and co, starring this comedy with John Cena. John Cena doing like some ridiculous, dressing in some ridiculous things and putting on a weird. Not sure if I like respect him for what he's doing in here, but some of it is funny. But overall, like, I mean, it's a Zac Efron film, so I'm watching it. I'm there day one for that guy. Ricky Stenicki, it's not like it won't blow your socks off, won't have you laughing. I mean, it's an okay comedy. It's an okay time. Ridiculous in parts. You go for Zac Efron. Next up, A Family Affair, which is another Zac Efron film on Netflix. Great cast. Three wonderful lead actors in this film. That seemed like they really get on and wanted to sort of do well for the story. I enjoyed it. Next up, Roadhouse from Amazon. Jake Gyllenhaal's performance is good. I like the whole the sort of baggage he carries into the Roadhouse setting with like being a former UFC star, and that they worked in partnership with the UFC to have some moments in the film where like it's having flashbacks and that was really cool. Being a fan of UFC, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's a ridiculous film. Conor McGregor is, very is he hamming it up? I'm not sure. Yeah, so it's quite ridiculous. People, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this film. I enjoyed this film. It's something I would, revisit in a few years' time, or I'm not racing to watch it again, but it's something I will watch in the future. I remember enjoying it. Next up, I'm not sure if I should have this lower down because I don't have Late Night with the Devil. I'm really rooting for the lead actor here. I'm glad that he's getting lead roles. But I just yeah, Late Night with the Devil. I love the concept. I thought when I was watching the trailers, I thought, oh yeah, watch this in a cinema. It's gonna be like, oh, I hope this is gonna be the film to scare me this year. It didn't do much for me in that avenue. And then when the demonic possession start happening, because it's a talk show, he's a talk show host. He's getting like these people on. I think it's set in the past, a couple of decades ago. He's getting these people on that say they're possessed. This child comes on. She starts putting on a scary performance. Das Malchin, the lead actor who's playing the talk show host, he's sort of like encouraging these people to do these scary things on stage. So the ratings go up for his show. So it gets even more sort of yeah, it just gets really chaotic. And it never really scared. I don't know. Late Night with the Devil. People were loving it though. It did really work for people. I don't know if it worked for me. Next up, Irish Wish. This is a Netflix film. The lead actor. She's since I was small, I've been following her career. Not that she's been overly prevalent recently, but I think she's got a deal with Netflix. She's had a bunch of films on Netflix. That's Lindsay Lohan. I mean, it was a nice time. It's like a romantic comedy thing. Like she's like the bridesmaid. Her mate gets with someone that she wanted to get with, but then she makes a wish or something and gets reversed. Now she's gonna marry him, and then she finds out that he's a bit of a, not cool, not suited to her, and then she actually falls in love with a photographer, and they have a little bit of chemistry between each other. Yeah. Next up, The Exorcism. Oof, I mean, Russell Crowe. I never watched Russell Crowe's previous Exorcism film. And so then he got to make another one based on the, I guess, relative success of that one, maybe. So this is The Exorcism, and it's sort of like he's playing an actor who's, I think they're remaking The Exorcist or something from the 70s. You know what? I've got some great things to say about this film, but the ending is just crap. You've seen it all before. It just ends really abruptly. It ends too easily. It ends like another film that I'm going to mention on this list that's coming up soon. Just ends too easily, and I hate that, But I really like the whole possession stuff with Russell Crowe. Like as the film's going on, he's with his daughter, and he has some really like tense moments, and possibly scary moments for other people when he's like in a room with his daughter and stuff, and he's sort of going down this evil path. A lot of great moments, just overall not a good time. Next up, Ghostbusters. I feel like putting Ghostbusters like even further to the bottom because I'm critiquing this film very harshly because it's a massive franchise. It's beloved by a lot of people. So like more people that grew up with the '80s films, less like children now. Which obviously they're pandering to that. You know, they're still making these films. So you want to, obviously they want success. They want to, you know, capture the older heads that love the original Ghostbusters, and they want to get new people involved. But how do you get like kids involved in this film when it's like crap? It's just like nothing special about it. Maybe the younger people are enjoying it, maybe. But I just didn't really like all like the little like the subplots. The young girl is my favorite character, and like, and then you've got Wolfhart, the older lad, the brother. He doesn't get much to do. They're shoehorning a load of characters. They're back in New York, and we all thought it was gonna be great because they're back in New York, but nah, like it's just waste of time, that film. Next up would be Tarot. Group of friends. They sort of like they're reading their tarot cards to each other. Then it's a bit like Final Destination-esque, because once they go out to Airbnb, people start dying in ways that their tarot card read. Like if you've got the death, or you've got, oh, if the girl read that this is how you're going to die, they sort of die in similar ways. So I really like that because I love Final Destination. So that whole sort of the way they weave the plot works, but then the ending, they just too easy, way too easy. I did like all the location changes, I must say, and like some of the banter between the cast and whatnot, but yeah, overall not great. Coming to the end now, three more. We've got The League of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Tom Cavill and co. The only thing with this film is, regrettably, it's just so forgettable. I can't. It's like it was maybe I wasn't like, maybe I need to watch it and pay attention more. But the way it was patched together, just like it was just patched literally like a patchwork. I don't know if I'm wrong in saying that. Like it's been a few months since I've seen it, but yeah, it just felt very disjointed and wasn't very like direct in what it wanted to say. Yeah, which is a great shame because like Guy Ritchie, he's very like he can make stellar films, can't he? So I would like to see like more bangers from him. Next up, The Strangers Chapter 1. Why? I mean, I get it. Okay, you remake a film with a bit more like make the two lead, like the man and the girl, man and the woman, you know, more likable. That you've changed the roles now. They're not bickering. They're in love. So okay, maybe it would work for when like one dies or one gets picked off or one like they're scared for each other. So maybe the love's a bit more there. But no, because you know, despite them being arguing in the original, they're gonna fight for life and death for each other, aren't they? This one's all lovey-dovey. You've got the girl, you've got the boy that goes, this geezer, he has like breathing issues or whatnot, asthma, and like he gets invaded, he doesn't have an asthma attack. He's in the woods by himself and he starts having an asthma attack and crinkling bottles like it's Jurassic Park, and quite ridiculous. And there's 3 of these films. Why remake the first one? I don't know, because I would just always sing the praises for the sequel to Stranger Prayer, and that's where it's at. Yeah, less we said about The Strangers, the better. You even like you remake the film and you don't make even like the biggest moments of the original, right? Like the really sort of like wow standout moments of the original from way back then, 2008, I believe. You remake those scenes and they're worse. That is a terrible indictment of your film. And then the last one, should it be last or should it be in top of Strangers? It's The Watchers. Now, I was really excited for this film because of like it's gonna. Okay, from the trailer it's gonna be a bit different. It's gonna be a bit like a thriller, and it's M. Night Shyamalan's, I believe, daughter perhaps is directing this. She didn't write it. It comes from a book, which is where the problem lies because the story is just like, gosh, like started off really well. Okay, use that plot like you're in the woods, you're being watched by these monsters, and then like, oh gosh, it just falls apart so quickly and so badly. Not the director and the story. Yeah, so that's 24 films I've seen so far. There are films that I can literally watch at this moment in time. Beverly Hills Cop, the next one I could watch right now, and there are films that have just been released in cinema I have not put on this list, so I haven't seen. I'm about to. Can't wait for what the next 6 months has in store for us. Watch more films, guys. See you later.